Shalom, Makim. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, who taught me the truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth. And also the brothers that teach word and sincerity. Come back at you with another lesson to discuss this video. Just to basically talk about how, I'm going to just basically entitle it, these guys took the bag. Because here you have Bishop Nathaniel talking about the MARK, which, I can't say or they'll, take this video down. But, I'm going to play the video. It just basically goes on to show that these are not the men of the Lord. Because in the book of Revelation 13 and 16, it tells you what the MARK is. But these guys is beating around a question. So let's play this video. I'm gonna jump into some precepts.
For some of y'all conspiracy theorists in there hiding, he got it to work in his left arm. What is the judgment when it goes in your left arm? No, there is no judgment for it. You see?
Which is a lie. They going back to the scriptures, I believe it's if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Revelations the 14th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. How it talks about those that that basically took the MARK. It's gonna be met with that second death, which is the lake of fire. So these guys don't know what they're talking about. These guys doesn't go into prophecy. These guys really don't go into scripture. Just to basically goes to show you that these guys off of 5013C charter. Let's continue.
I tell you, got some chippers in here.
Brother says,
You chippers need to join on bum camps. Leave here.
there's no law. I'm not advocating putting anything in your body at all. But get that clear. If you don't advocate putting any type of thing in your body whatsoever, electronic, to open a door or to buy stuff. However, where in the scriptures does it say, if this person here, let's say this guy was Jake, if he got in his left arm, what is the judgment?
Thermonuclear destruction. That's the judgment. Like I said before, these guys are paid off, and the Lord is finna kill these niggas. Because what? Going back to, I believe it's 2 Corinthians, how it talks about. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna just get the scripture, but these guys are using the work of the Lord deceitfully. They're lying to the people. It's gonna come a time where the congregation is gonna, basically ask questions about this when the MARK becomes mandatory. Their congregation is going to be answering them real questions,
There is none that is not written. So how can it be a chip then? If it's in every other hand aside from the right one. The Most High didn't say right hand, left arm, left butt cheek, left toe. That's not in the Bible. It says right hand or forehead. I have researched it. I have not found one chip that goes in the forehead yet. I haven't found one forehead chip yet. I found a left arm.
Elon Musk, the whole, the brain chip situation. But these guys, like I said before, I'm going to keep saying these guys are paid off. And these guys are ultimately going to be met with destruction.
I found the right hand and left hand. So what's the judgment? There is none, because it's not a damn chip. That's the point. One more.
Exactly.
Go to Wikipedia one also. I'm going to show you where it comes from. Read.
The clarification of everything that's been dropped out here, just in case some people still didn't get it. There's no way on earth that the mark of the beast could be a chip. We just proved that, because if the chip is put somewhere else in your body, like the bishop brought up, where's the judgment? So it's letting you know crystal clear that the mark of the beast is not some electronic chip. Christianity.
Well, I'm going to just jump into some precepts, just to go into show you that these guys are going all the way off. So, one moment. Yeah, these guys are going all the way off, There is a judgment running if you take the MARK. But these guys don't want to go into it. But with these being said, like I entitled the video, these guys took the bag. So I'm going to start off with this one. This is the book of Isaiah 9 and 16. For the leaders of this people caused them to err. That word err means to go off. And they that are led of them are destroyed. Right, their congregation, the ones that's following after these guys and Bishop Nathaniel, whatever the case may be, they're going to be destroyed along with IUIC, started with Bishop Nathaniel. And just to basically show you that this guy really did take the bag, not talking about the MARK, but talking about the name of the Lord. He calls on Jesus Christ. He used to call on, once upon a time, coming out of One West, he used to call on the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. And all of a sudden, he's calling on Jesus Christ. He's a false prophet. But with that being said, he's basically talking about how it's there, Salakia. He's basically talking about, I'm going to just get into it, how there is no judgment for the MARK. And it is. I'm going to go to Revelations 14:9. And this is the judgment. This is when I went back to that video, what did the video say? Or what did those guys say? They basically was talking about, how there is no judgment for taking the MARK. If they really read the Bible, which they probably read the Bible, but like I said before, it's certain things that they can't even go into because they're paid off. This is the book of Revelations 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receiveth his mark in his forehead or in his hand, Verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the presence of the Lamb. Right, that's the judgment. You're going to be met with that fire and brimstone, which is that thermonuclear destruction, which is those ICBM missiles. So what the hell is they talking about? There is no judgment written. Verse 11, the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, whoever so receiveth the MARK of his name. So what's these guys talking about? There is no judgment written. It don't matter where you receive the MARK in your body, because when it mentions, hands or forehead, those are indicators. If you get this chip anywhere in your body, you're ultimately going to be destroyed. So what is these guys talking about? No judgment written. But, these guys are paid off. Matthews 15:14, I'm going to continue. It says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. All right, that's ultimately what's happening. These guys think they are, in good case. But what? Actually, they're leading themselves into their own destruction. They're blind, and also their congregation, is blind for following them. But ultimately, it's the word of the Lord that's doing this, that's blinding them. From getting, the actual truth. Nate is blinded by that bag that he's got it from Esau Edom, And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. All right, that's what's ultimately going to happen when this destruction comes. All of them is going to fall into a ditch when they receive their judgment. This is the book of 2 Timothy 3:13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Right, they're waxing worse and worse. For example, like I said before, in like the middle of the lesson, or not, I spoke about it not too long ago in the lesson, how Nathaniel coming out of One West used to call on the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. But now he's calling on what? Names like Jesus Christ. That's him waxing worse and worse. He used to talk about, the chip being MARK, but now he's basically saying that there's no judgment for it. Coming out of One West, he's one of the guys that came out of One West also, alongside our elders and apostles who teaches the true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Bible, who teaches the names. No other camp really teaches, what the MARK is, or, really talks about the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, but our elders and apostles, Yeah, but these guys, Bishop Nathaniel and the rest of IUIC, are waxing worse and worse. But that's that Lord, taking that spirit away from them, This is the book of 2 Corinthians 4:2. This is what I tried to quote earlier. But have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of Yahweh deceitfully. Right, they're handling the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah deceitfully. Lying, blatantly lying to their congregation, knowing they know what the MARK is, but they're doing all this for money. There's a lot of, people that left IUIC that basically expose, the hidden agendas that IUIC, what goes on behind closed doors in IUIC. The word of Yahweh deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, committing ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of Yahweh. Right, these guys are going on. They're using the they're using the word, the words of the Lord deceitfully, to basically, to get paid, and ultimately they're ultimately gonna get their judgment. Their judgment is being stacked, more and more, and they ultimately took that back, because what? They're talking about how there's no judgment written. different things like that, saying that the MARK is not the MOTB. Whatever the case may be, but I hope this is edifying to the elect. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. That wanted to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, telling this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth, and also the brothers to teach word and sincerity. Lord one, I hope this is edifying, and Lord one, I'll keep on the lesson. Shalom.